Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, we are back with the foundation reviews. And it's been so long since I've done a foundation review that I decided to come back with one of my current favorite foundations at the moment. So this is not a first impressions. I've tried this foundation several times and I've been loving it for the past 2 months. And it is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Undetectable Foundation. Now, this foundation is fairly new on the market. It is replacing an old faithful from Makeup Forever. This foundation is discontinued, but it was the Makeup Forever, same title, Ultra HD Foundation. This was a game changer when it first came out. It was one of the first foundations that specifically said, hey, look, cameras have gotten better, so makeup needs to get better. That was the whole premise of this. If you guys remember, I remember it from TV to YouTube. There was a dynamic shift in when TV started looking one way, and then I would go up and look at the news and be like, I can see every pore in this woman's skin. I can see everything. And with that, the makeup didn't change when the cameras changed. So all of a sudden, people had to get together to figure out how to combat this new era of HD television that we had going on. So Makeup Forever said, hey, look, we're going to come out with the HD foundation. I really like this. Now, being somebody who does try a lot of different foundations, this was really good. And I mean, maybe you can see a little bit, but the bottle is empty. You can see through. It was one of those see-through bottles. The bottle is empty. It's like got some things on the side, but I pretty much used this bad boy up because it was a awesome foundation. Now, Makeup Forever came out with something different. They said that this is a new formulation. The premise of this is where that was good for cameras, this is a little bit better in the sense that it's blurring. It's supposed to blur the skin in a way that this didn't claim to blur, it just claimed to look good on the HD skin. So it's HD camera quality plus that blurring skin-like effect. Skin-like was the thing of this too. This one didn't really claim, the old one didn't really claim, skin-like. This is supposed to be like your skin, but better in a sense. It is $43 at Sephora. I am in the shade 3Y56. In this shade, I was Y445, and they are the same exact shade. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, if I can get as close into camera as I possibly can, but at the bottom of the new version, they tell you what the former name was. So formerly, this was Y445 in this foundation, and so I was Y445, but the name of this now is 3Y56. So my foundation shade didn't change, like I didn't switch shades because I switched foundations. I am in the equivalent shade to the old formula. And what the 3Y56, they just need to say names. They just need to say names. It is also known as on the site Warm Hazelnut, and it's for tan to deep skin tones with yellow undertones. There are 11 shades darker than my current tone, 28 shades lighter. Without further ado, let's just get into the application. That's what you guys really want to see. So let me zoom in and apply half of the face. I'm going to do a brush, half I'm going to do Beauty Blender. I actually prefer, and I think as I was getting together my notes for this video, I realized that I think this foundation is what made me go back to using a brush more. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, but I'm going to apply some on the back of this, apply it to my face, and then you guys will see.
Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do, because
so I have applied it with the brush. It goes on so smooth with the brush. That's why I love this foundation with the brush. This is what my skin looks like. Again, it's so skin-like, it's barely noticeable, but this is, again, brush side. I'm getting a little bit tanner because your girl has been out by the pool, like outside at the pool, but it still is a beautiful match at this current moment. So I'm gonna go on the Beauty Blender side at this time on this side of my face, and you might be able to see the difference in the application. So brush side, beauty blender side, it's not bad, but I just feel like it takes too much to spread with this. It's just a lot better spreading wise when I can just go in with the brush on this, like with this foundation. It gives it that medium coverage right off bat too. I think it sheers it a little bit more with the Beauty Blender, which I love a good sheer coverage, but I didn't buy this foundation to be my sheer coverage foundation. I have sheer coverage foundation. I bought this to be able to use in videos and photography and those types of things. But it is only 9 o'clock in the morning right now as I'm filming this. I have a lot to do today, brunches and things of that nature. So I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup so you can see if it oxidizes at all. I haven't really paid attention to the oxidation. I can say for me it doesn't feel like it oxidizes, and we are also going to see how it mattes down. I think it's a very much so matte foundation. This isn't dewy. I think it's very much so skin-like matte, so not like powdery matte. I don't set my foundations. That used to be a question I used to get all the time with my foundation reviews. What do you set? I am normal skin. So in my old foundation reviews, I always said I was dry skin. I have gone to estheticians. I go to get my facials every month now. My esthetician tells me you do not have dry skin, girl. Stop telling people them lies. You have normal skin. So my skin is normal. I'm not oily, so therefore I do not set with powder. So what you're going to see is what you're going to get with the performance of this foundation throughout the day. You're going to see it without, blotting. I don't have those blotting pads. You're going to see it at the end of the day, but I'll come back right after I get done applying the rest of my makeup so you can see how it settles with like my brushes, my contours, and my concealers, because I do not apply foundation up under my eye. That is a big no-no. I don't like the cakiness. I am not a fan of applying your foundations up under your eyes. So let's get the rest of this face going.
A few moments later.
So I have gone ahead and applied the rest of my makeup just because I might get questions about my lips, which I do in a lot of videos and I don't ever remember. And most of the time, it's a lot, so bear with me. It's the Anastasia Sepia on the outer part. On the inner part, I have Anastasia Stripped, and like as a gloss topper, I have the NYX Filler Instinct. So those are my lip products. But in terms of my, just got a regular contour blush and a highlighter on as well. For primer, I didn't really talk about this at the top, but I did already have on the Laura Mercier blurring before I even came on this camera. I will say if you have drier skin, this foundation already totes itself as being for oily combination and normal. They do not really specify dry on here, and I can see for a dry person this would be extremely matte on their skin, so it might not be their favorite. But if you are dry skin and you want to give it a try, say use a more hydrating primer. So I typically like blurring, but hydrating I do reach for sometimes. This is Laura Mercier's hydrating. You don't have to use this particular hydrating one, but you guys know your favorite hydrating primer. If you are dry skin, reach for that because this foundation is going to be very matte. When it does say undetectable on here, I just wanted to be very clear. It doesn't mean that if you see me in person that you will not be able to tell that I have makeup on. You will 100% be able to tell. I think for flawless or undetectable in real life, you're going to need a more sheer foundation. This is going to definitely look like makeup. If you come up on me, you're going to know your girl got on a little bit of something. I am not fooling anybody, but it's undetectable, supposed to be on camera. And I feel like if I didn't have the rest of my makeup on for brunch today, you wouldn't be able to see on camera as much. But as of right now, again, it is 10:30, almost close to getting 10:30. I'm going to go about the rest of my day, and I'm going to show you how it looks at the end of the day. Just keep watching to see my final thoughts coming up right now.
Later.
So now, coming on here for my final thoughts on the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. At this current time, it is 7:05 p.m. and I will say, well, let me tell you what temperature. It's 80 degrees at 7 o'clock in the evening here. Sun still doesn't set for a while. And I wanted to say that because I noticed there's a little bit of outside of my highlight that is popping still at 7 p.m. So I've had this foundation on I put it on kind of around the 9, right? Hitting it a little bit before 10:30 of time frame. And now it's been roughly about 9 hours of wear. I did notice that around here, was a little bit getting not shiny, but I just wasn't my normal kind of completely matte self that I've noticed all the time with this foundation. But again, we ate, if you watch my vlog, today I vlogged today too. So we ate at a place that had an indoor outdoor, and we were on the cusp of indoor outdoor. So I was outdoors a lot more than I typically am with this foundation. So this might be the first time I've really noticed it. But for it to be, you know, not that bad. Again, I do have normal skin. If you have oily skin, it would require a little bit, but I don't think that the blotting required with this makeup. And again, you would have to be outside at very warm temperatures. This foundation does tote on the website that 24-hour wear, which I've worn this foundation for a pretty long day. So I think I've put it on as early as maybe 6 and then had some afternoon events and then gotten home at 10, and the foundation looks really good at night. Still very good. Now again, those were the pre 80 degrees days, and a nice normal 70-degree fall spring time frame. I think this is wonderful to have. I think it is a foundation that's going to look exactly the same when you do take it off, even to the point where it says it's 24 hours. So if you put this on at 9 a.m., hypothetically, you should be looking good still at 9 a.m. the next day. And I actually maybe believe it a little bit. I might actually believe it. I ain't gonna test it that way. I'm not gonna go to sleep in my skin. I gotta be skinning. Care about my skin more than I do, you know, the vibes that a foundation gives. But I do trust you, Makeup Forever. Now, $43, I think it's an affordable price point for what you get. You get 1 fluid ounce of this foundation. I think I like the packaging a lot better than this. It is just a little bit shorter, but I think the lid space, they kind of missed the mark a little bit with having, you don't need this much lid, but I guess if the pump is this long, you need a longer lid. I like that they shorten the lid. I like the new formulation better. I do reach for this. I do think it's really good. If you need to put it on at the beginning of the day, you have to the end of the day to take it off. It looks really good. It gives you that even canvas to help your foundation and your highlights stay on. Like some foundations, if I put on like Matte Face and Body or L'Oreal True Match Lumi, which I love those, I don't have the confidence that my highlight would be, my contour would be, my blush would be, everything else would be at the end of the day. But I have no concerns with this foundation. So overall, I started out bringing back my makeup reviews with a foundation that I already knew that I love. But next foundation review, we're going to try a newer foundation to me. I'm going to test it this week, so it's not going to be a first impressions. But if you want to be locked in to check out what review I do next, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of this good return of the Foundation Review Fridays. Make sure that you're also following me on Instagram at LeaLavon89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Girl, you amaze me. Ain't gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be my love. So